For decades, the World Cup followed a predictable rhythm: 32 elite teams, 64 matches, a hierarchy where heavyweights dominated. That system just shattered. FIFA discarded the old rulebook for 2026, stretching the event across 3 massive countries: the United States, Canada, and Mexico. This chart shows the raw scale of the expansion. By adding 16 extra slots, the tournament jumps to 48 teams. That decision inflates the schedule from 64 matches to a 104-game marathon. Iconic players like Lionel Messi are stepping into this expanded format for what will almost certainly be their final appearance on the global stage. The 2026 World Cup operates as a continent-spanning survival experiment, prioritizing logistical endurance over traditional football hierarchy. The first major variable is the physical overload. Because so many teams are competing, FIFA added a round of 32 knockout phase, forcing squads to play more high-stakes football in a single month than they usually do in half a club season. Then there is the geography. A team might start their grueling week at the Azteca Stadium in Mexico City, playing in thin air at over 7,000 feet of altitude. Days later, they board a flight, cross multiple time zones, and land in the freezing northern climate of Vancouver. From the quarterfinals onward, the entire tournament moves into the United States, dropping exhausted players into mega arenas where 80 to 90,000 fans create a deafening wall of sound. This grueling schedule favors depth over star power. Any squad relying purely on its starting 11 will very likely face a total physical collapse before the final. The second variable is the match ball, the Trionda. It functions less like sports equipment and more like a high-density tracking array. Inside the ball is a 500 Hz motion tracking chip that registers every touch and transmits raw data to referees in milliseconds. This telemetry feeds into an AI system that generates 3D digital avatars of every player on the pitch in real time. By mapping player positions and the precise moment of contact with the ball, the system identifies millimeter-precise offsides and calculates shot trajectories instantly. This technology removes the human margin for error from officiating, leaving no room for the disputed calls that historically defined tournament drama. The third variable is a demographic shift. The 40-18 format allows absolute underdogs to compete against the sport's historic superpowers. Curaçao, a Caribbean island of 150,000 people, now shares the same global stage as nations with over 1 billion citizens. Yet, while the tournament is more accessible for small nations on the pitch, FIFA's ticketing strategy makes the stands increasingly exclusive. This chart shows how FIFA's dynamic pricing works. Algorithmic demand causes identical seats to fluctuate wildly. On official resale platforms, final tickets have already been listed for $11.5 million. The FIFA president justifies these costs as a natural reflection of the world's most developed entertainment market. It is a paradox. 2026 is the most demographically inclusive tournament for athletes and the most exclusive for fans trying to attend. When you combine the 104-match volume, the climate-shifting travel, and hyper-precise AI officiating, the tactical requirements of the tournament change. This environment punishes systems built on a slow, controlling pace. When the exhaustion of constant travel is layered over an expanded bracket, teams that depend on a small core of technical stars face a statistical wall. The advantage shifts to high-intensity squads with the youth and endurance to maintain a full-field press for 90 minutes. When billions of people pause their lives to watch, they are witnessing a crucible where politics and wealth disappear, leaving only the physical limits of Destined. The predictable World Cup format is gone. Taking its place is a chaotic, endurance-driven simulator that represents the future of the sport.